Hello and welcome to Inside Sports. I'm Wes Decker. It's our final show of the winter sports season, and I've got all of those awards to hand out before we're finished. But I'd like to start with an event that's coming up a week from this particular weekend, and that is the Roundball Classic. That's March 28th and 29th. And here to tell us a little bit about what this year's event entails is the PR director for the Roundball Classic. That is Rick Reeder. Welcome to the show, Rick. And first, let's get in on the local level here with this particular event. I mean, it's become so big. It started local, but let's talk a little about the local angle here on this year's event.
Well, Wes, thanks for having me. And yes, this event has gone from what originated as just a local all-star event 10 years ago to now, in the grand scheme of things, it's the largest all-star high school event on the East Coast, if not one of the largest in the country. We have now incorporated over 350 participants in the event, representing nearly 190 public and private schools in the 5-state area.
And we've got 17 boys, 15 girls from the county involved in this year's, and even expanded it to a Legends game, which apparently is generating a lot of chatter back and forth between North Hagerstown and South Hagerstown alumni.
Well, we've had a lot of people show great interest in not just participating, but attending this event. It's for bragging rights one more time in the city of Hagerstown, and we're so fortunate to have the two all-time career scoring leaders from both North and South Hagerstown are going to be participating in the event.
So you got David Miner from South Hagerstown, Scotty Rice from North Hagerstown. He's coming in all the way from Chicago. So this means a little something to them, and this is just another wrinkle that Dave Foltz has come up with to make this event bigger and better and to generate some more interest here from the community itself.
Dave is the mastermind of this and has been from day one, Wes, and he has done a fantastic job. In fact, he's probably working right now in the war room getting last-minute things ready. But in addition to Chicago, we have one of our Legends players coming in all the way from California.
Wow.
So this has now become a full United States blown event. We have people already asking about advance tickets, which of course tickets won't be sold in advance, they'll be sold at the door. But my suggestion would be to come early and get a great seat because it's going to be a lot of fun Saturday night.
Well, I know Dave is the worker because when I was at Media Day, he was working and you were eating. But we'll leave that at that. On the topic of more of the Roundball Classic itself, there's more than just the games, too. There's an opportunity for somebody to win $10,000.
Well, this is part of our 10th anniversary, Wes. We've decided this year we wanted to go big. Like they always say, go big or go home. Well, what we want to do is we want to go big and we want to send somebody home with $10,000. What we're doing is we're doing a special raffle drawing. We selected one finalist on Media Day. We will select one finalist on the first day of the event and then one on the second day of the event. Each of our finalists will receive a prize pack of items donated by local businesses worth over $350. That'll just be for selected as a finalist. And then we're going to select one of those three and we're going to give them a chance to make a half-court shot at Hub Arena and walk out of there with $10,000. And I know that right now has already garnered a lot of interest.
Man, that would be a great weekend for somebody, no question of that. And tell me about where the proceeds from this event go.
Wes, we're very fortunate the last several years. We've donated a lot of our proceeds to the Avery Snyder Fund. What the Avery Snyder Fund entails is giving underprivileged children the opportunity to attend sports and recreational camps that otherwise wouldn't have the chance to go. And this year we've added another very worthwhile cause, and that's the Ashley Throckmorton Foundation. Ashley was a soccer standout at North Hagerstown who left us way too early at the age of 25 due to an undiagnosed heart condition. So her sister Stephanie has started the Ashley Throckmorton Foundation. They will pick a local family that they will help, not just the one that is afflicted with the heart disease, but the entire family as well. And that's where some of that money is going to go as well.
And the event is Saturday and Sunday, March 28th and 29th at Hub Arena at North Hagerstown. For more information,
theroundballclassic.com.
Boy, it doesn't get any easier than that. Rick, thanks so much for being here. I'm sorry I have to give you a little short shrift here, but hey, at least we get the word out to everybody. Again, appreciate you being here.
Well, it's always a pleasure.
I'll be back right after this, and I'll start handing out the awards for the winter sports season when you come back.
For over 25 years, Tony's Pizzeria has been serving authentic Italian cuisine. Open daily for lunch and dinner. Stop by today and enjoy one of their many house favorites, made fresh from scratch daily, in the newly expanded and remodeled dining area. Serving a full liquor bar, beer, and wine, Tony's 50-person banquet room is perfect for your next celebration. Dine in, take out, or delivery. Come see what's new at Tony's Pizzeria Restaurant and Grill, 10 East Salisbury Street in Williamsport.
Wanna be one, number one, it's gotta be fun. Wanna be one, number one, it's gotta be fun. Punch it, kick it, giving it all. Premier martial arts helps take it to the top, y'all. Jab, cross, hook, kick, you feel it when we stick it. Wanna be one, winner, yeah, I won. I'm premier, number one. Wanna be number one, kids? Have your parents call.
Welcome back to the show, and it's time to hand out the spoils for the most outstanding winter seasons, beginning with the first sport to crown its champions, indoor track and field. I'll start with the girls, and an upstart from Williamsport who will likely be in the discussion for the next 3 years to come. Wildcat freshman Jordan Morris burst onto the scene, capturing county titles in the 55 hurdles with a PR of 9.25 seconds, and in the high jump, where her PR was established a month later at States when she cleared 4:10. While Morris garnered well-deserved consideration, the winner seems relatively easy to identify on the surface, but it's actually much tougher because of the discrepancy created by the 1A classification versus 2A. Not only that, but on the road to recovery from a foot injury, Boonesboro's Megan Grams was limited to 8 total races between her best distances, the 800 and 1600. The senior made the most of them, though, finishing first in half of them and second in the other half. Grams established indoor PRs in both, including the 1600 at the state meet, from which she walked away with a pair of silver medals in 2A. Now, had she run in the 1A events, she would have turned those silvers into golds, and it wouldn't have been close, which is why the Eastern Kentucky University signee makes deciding who gets this award a much closer race than it appears at first glance. However, there's nothing like being the only county girl to leave Landover with gold, and I'm not just talking about the color that complements the purple she wears. Smithsburg's Gabby Reason cranked her game up as the season unfolded. Reason took first in the 55-meter dash at 4 different meets, highlighted by a time of 7.49 seconds at counties, a new meet record there, then followed by a PR of 7.36 on the biggest stage of them all to defend her 1A state title. It was in the 300, though, where the Leopard senior showed incredible improvement, turning a 12th place, 47.93 effort first time out into a 42.04 dash that netted a state championship 73 days later. Along the way, she led Smithsburg to a decisive region title, and in a tight finish here, she becomes the 2015 Inside Sports Girls Indoor Track and Field Athlete of the Year. Congratulations to Gabby Reason. Now, over on the boys' side, it was another difficult decision. Consider that Micah Danyo turned in the county's best times in 3 events, the 500, 800, and 1600, capturing county and region titles in the 5 and 800. The junior then finished second at States in the 500 as a key part of Smithsburg's 1A state championship team. Another junior, South Hagerstown's Darren Harmon, outdistanced all others to lay claim to the 1600 and 3200 titles at the county championships. Harmon added 2 other wins and a pair of seconds during a season that culminated with a new South Hagerstown school record time of 10 minutes, 5.03 seconds in the 3200 at States. Boonesboro shot putters Alec Nittinger and Tony DiGiuseppe finished first or second 11 times between them this season. Nittinger's wins included counties and regions. The Warriors senior PR'd at the latter with a county best throw of 48 feet 4 1/4 inches. DiGiuseppe prevailed at the MVAL Antietam Championships, and the senior saved his best throw of the season for States, where he won bronze in 2A. For our winner, it was consistency that reached the summit at the penultimate meet that pushed him over the top. Smithsburg's Nate Craig sprinted home ahead of everybody else at the MVAL Antietam, the county, and the 1A West Region Championships in the 55-meter dash. Craig's times improved each time from 6.86 to 6.77 to 6.76. Then at States, he ran his fastest 55 of the year, a PR of 6.69 seconds, good for 4th and 5 valuable team points. The senior also won 3 titles in the 300 during the season, kicking to victories at the Warrior Invite, the county, and region meets. And Craig capped his year at States, ripping off his top time of the campaign, a PR of 36.41 seconds that earned him silver for a team that captured the gold. Congratulations to Nate Craig, the 2015 Inside Sports Boys Indoor Track and Field Athlete of the Year. And as far as our Coach of the Year, he completes a Smithsburg sweep. Mostly, longtime assistant TJ Hood in his first year as head coach, which he says only means that he's now responsible for all of the obligatory paperwork, gets the nod, or at least one of them. And Coach, best of all, we won't even make you sign anything. You'd have to be a co-signer anyway, because Boonesboro's Becky Walter is our co-coach of the year. Walter guided the Warriors to a sweep of the county titles for a 3rd straight year and has now won or shared the honor of Inside Sports Indoor Track and Field Coach of the Year 7 straight seasons. Congratulations to Coaches Hood and Walter, our 2015 recipients. When you come back, the awards just keep on coming. The other sport that earned the county state gold gets its just due in just a moment.
For over 25 years, Tony's Pizzeria has been serving authentic Italian cuisine. Open daily for lunch and dinner. Stop by today and enjoy one of their many house favorites, made fresh from scratch daily, in the newly expanded and remodeled dining area. Serving a full liquor bar, beer and wine, Tony's 50-person banquet room is perfect for your next celebration. Dine in, take out, or delivery. Come see what's new at Tony's Pizzeria Restaurant and Grill, 10 East Salisbury Street in Williamsport.
Wanna be one, number one, it's gotta be fun. Wanna be one, number one, it's gotta be fun. Punch it, kick it, giving it all. Premier martial arts helps take it to the top, y'all. Jab, cross, hook, kick, you feel it when we stick it. Wanna be one, winner, yeah, I won. I'm premier, number one. Wanna be number one, kids? Have your parents call.
Welcome back to the 2015 IS Winter Sports Awards Show. Time to hand out the wrestling hardware, and in the county from 2013-14 to 2014-15, it's fair to say that the more things changed, the more they stayed the same. The previous season ended with North Hagerstown wrestlers making history, and historically the Hub's most successful wrestler ever from a win-loss standpoint, Brendan Colbert, concluding his outstanding career, one that began with a ton of promise and expectations as an incoming freshman. Fast forward to this past November, and we were left to look for clues inside our deja vus as much ballyhooed ninth graders Aaron Brooks and Brian Stewart joined the ranks of the defending state champions. Was it possible that there were 2 more bottles sitting on a shelf in the wrestling room on Pennsylvania Avenue in which to catch that same sort of lightning? The resounding answer now that the season is over is yes. While Brooks and Stewart likely exceeded expectations by securing individual state titles, they weren't the only ones to throw their names in the hat for Inside Sports Wrestler of the Year. After all, they were just 2 members of North's 40-win club. Hunter Faith was another. The senior co-captain captured Hub Cup, county, and region crowns en route to a record of 41-3. Faith finished as 4A, 3A state runner-up at 132 pounds for the 2nd consecutive year. It was at 170 that Dylan Brown claimed his spot, both on the state podium and in the company of North Hagerstown wrestlers who got their hand raised 40 times. Brown won Hub Cup and county titles and then finished 2nd in his weight class in 4A, 3A North before becoming the Hub's 5th state place winner. The senior ended the year with a mark of 40-5. Compiling a record of 38-3, including winning a county championship at 195, put Smithsburg's Bryce Scott in the running. The Leopard Jr. finished 2nd in the state in the weight class for the 2nd year in a row in 2A, 1A. And Williamsport Jr. Kobe Baker was the only Wildcat to win a region title in the winningest season ever for Williamsport as a team. Baker also added a county championship to his collection of victories that led him to a 3rd place finish in the state in 2A, 1A at 182. His final record was 37-5. But for the winner of our award, I gravitate back to the phenomenal freshman with whom I started. As mentioned, they both followed very similar, incredibly successful paths. They both became the first freshmen from Washington County to ever win individual state titles. In the process, they both became the first North Hagerstown wrestlers to do it in the Cole Fieldhouse Championship era, and the first Hubs to wear state crowns since 2001. The only thing neither of them did was win a Hub Cup title. Stewart suffered one of his 2 losses there, and Brooks tasted his only defeat in the event. While Stewart's victories included emerging as 113-pound champ at counties and regions, it was a tough 1-point setback at the state dual championships against Damascus that gives Brooks the slight edge. But it's more of what Stewart's fellow freshman did. After getting tripped up in the quarterfinals at the Hub Cup, Aaron never lost again. Brooks reeled off 27 straight victories to finish his inaugural high school season with the most wins ever recorded by a county wrestler in a single year, 45 of them. And at the state tournament, he was never even seriously challenged, with his smallest margin of victory, 6 points, coming in his 126-pound title bout. Congratulations to state champion and 2015 Inside Sports Wrestler of the Year, Aaron Brooks. Our Coach of the Year award goes to the guy whose humanness provided the most adversity and drama Brooks and his teammates faced all year. Greg Slick's immaterial clerical error on an early season weight chart may have kept us guessing as to how North's record was going to be affected for a short while, but once the MPSSAA's appeals committee ruled in the Hub's favor and restored their forfeited wins, there was little about which to wonder. Coach Slick kept his team focused throughout the controversy and expertly meshed the new and the experienced to pilot North to a 30-1 dual meet record, in addition to its first Hub Cup title in 15 years, along with its second straight county and region tournament and region dual meet championships. Congratulations to Greg Slick, the 2015 Inside Sports Wrestling Coach of the Year. We'll take a time out to roll up the mats, and right after this break, we'll roll out the Hoops Awards, starting with the girls next.
Since 1963, you've been trusting the folks at Hagerstown Floors. It's still a family-owned and operated business featuring a variety of high-quality flooring choices for your home, like carpet, ceramic, hardwood, vinyl, and we offer floor sanding and refinishing for your existing hardwoods. And you'll find us stocked warehouse, full of flooring options for do-it-yourselfers, or take advantage of our in-house installers for expert installation. Hagerstown Floors on Virginia Avenue in Hagerstown, the trusted name in flooring since 1963.
If there's one thing my dad taught me, when life doesn't go exactly how you plan, keep it simple. Sometimes a few curveballs are thrown your way. With one visit to Bank of Charlestown, they helped me map out a strategy to start the next chapter of my life. Even though I work with my hands, I still work with people. That's what BCT does best. They're my trusted advisor for all the details and whatever comes next.
From home improvement loans and mortgages to business lines of credit, find out what a partnership with BCT can do for you. BCT, we simplify your financial life. Now in Hagerstown.
Welcome back to the Inside Sports Winter Sports Awards Show. In girls basketball, while just 5 of the county's 12 teams finished with winning records, 8 of them improved their records over the previous year. While what that means might not be completely clear, in the final analysis, it's safe to say that the best players made the best teams better. Last year at this time, Grace Academy had just closed out a forgettable 6-17 season, while Lindsay Bedregal had just finished playing understudy to a sensational group of seniors at 22-1 South Hagerstown. Well, what a difference a year and a change of scenery makes. With Bedregal joining the Knights this season, their fortunes changed as Bedregal thrived. The junior was tops in the county in scoring, averaging 15.5 points per game, while leading the way in 3-point field goals made with 44. Bedregal was also the county's best in handing out assists at 5.5 and picking her opponent's pockets, averaging 3.7 steals. Along with her infectious enthusiasm and passion for the game, 2 intangibles that can't be quantified, she played a major role in Grace's 18-14 record and its first Maryland Christian Schools tournament title in 15 years, where, oh, by the way, number 2 was the most outstanding player. While standing just 5'2", Bedregal might not exactly sport the stature of your prototypical basketball player. Williamsport's Olivia Coleman more than fits that mold. Coleman, however, much like Bedregal, entered this year coming off a modest one by the numbers. The 6'2 junior scored just over 8 points a game as a sophomore, but became a focal point of the Wildcats offense this season. Her hard work during the offseason helped lift her per-game average 5 points. Coleman's newly perfected ability to go left as well as right transformed her into a scoring threat in the paint every time she touched the ball, and the Cats made sure she touched it, and she finished at a 51% clip. She also averaged 9.1 rebounds per game, and none was bigger than this offensive board that she converted to force a second overtime in the Wildcats' eventual section semifinal win over Boonesboro. In fact, the glass is where she lived, with Coleman molding herself into a model of consistency, recording 10 double-doubles this season. Plus, the first-team All-MVAL Antietam center oftentimes played the role of eraser for the public school team, boasting the county's best scoring defense, a big reason Williamsport went 21-4. One of those losses, though, came at the hands of St. Maria Goretti and senior forward Beverly Coombe. While Coombs' career started at Smithsburg, it concludes after 2 years at Goretti with her best of them all. Coombe garnered all IPSL first-team honors and was named to the All-Tourney team at the season-ending Bishop Walsh Invitational. She was the only county girl to average a double-double for the year, putting up 15.3 points and pulling down 11.4 rebounds per game by embracing the fact that her 6-foot frame functioned best close to the rim. Because of that, she shot better than 50% from the floor as the county's second leading scorer. Coombe also won her head-to-head battle against Coleman, using her aggressive nature and experience to ring up a game-high 18 points. She was one of just 2 seniors on a Goretti team that posted 41 victories in their 2 seasons there. And for the outstanding one she put together this year, we say congratulations to Beverly Coombe, the 2015 Inside Sports Girls Basketball Player of the Year. On the topic of Girls Coach of the Year, her coach, Sheldon Henry, merits consideration for a 20-9 season that included 15 straight wins at one point by his Gales. Improving by 12 wins over the previous year, there's Grace Academy's Larry Lorschbaugh, whose Knights, as mentioned, won a state title and finished as runners-up in the MDCC. Then there's the coach of the Antietam Conference runners-up, Boonesboro's Sam Connolly, whose Warriors went 19-5 and came within 2 seconds of playing for a section title. Playing for anything significant in the postseason was a pipe dream at Smithsburg, coming into this one on the heels of a 1-win year, but entered Chip Bakedel. In his first season, Bakedel created a reality that produced 12 wins, including 11 in the Leopards' final 19 games, and guided his team all the way to the 1A West Region Championship game. While all of those resumes are impressive, the one turned in by the reigning Inside Sports Girls Coach of the Year is just too tough to deny. Williamsport's Kevin Murphy might have surprised many with what he did last year, but this year he had no element of surprise going for him. Every team gave their best shot, and Murphy's Wildcats shot back nearly every time. Williamsport ran the table in winning its first ever Antietam Conference title, made it to the section championship game where the Wildcats lost to the eventual 2A state runners-up, and registered the second most wins in school history with 21. Not only that, his peers actually helped his cause even more by voting fewer of his players onto the MVAL Antietam first team than they did Boonesboro, a team his defeated 3 times. Case closed. Congratulations for a second year in a row to Kevin Murphy, the Inside Sports Girls Basketball Coach of the Year. So we're halfway home on the Hardwood Awards. After this, the boys get their just rewards. Back with the finale to our finale in just a moment.
For over 25 years, Tony's Pizzeria has been serving authentic Italian cuisine. Open daily for lunch and dinner. Stop by today and enjoy one of their many house favorites, made fresh from scratch daily, in the newly expanded and remodeled dining area. Serving a full liquor bar, beer, and wine, Tony's 50-person banquet room is perfect for your next celebration. Dine in, take out, or delivery. Come see what's new at Tony's Pizzeria Restaurant and Grill, 10 East Salisbury Street in Williamsport.
Wanna be one, number one, it's gotta be fun. Wanna be one, number one, it's gotta be fun. Punch it, kick it, giving it all. Premier martial arts helps take it to the top, y'all. Jab, cross, hook, kick, you feel it when we stick it. Wanna be one, winner, yeah, I won. I'm premier, number one. Wanna be number one, kids? Have your parents call.
Welcome back to the Inside Sports Winter Sports Awards Show. In boys basketball, the county landscape was aglow with players who were beacons of productivity for their respective schools. This is only a 30-minute show, so I'm limited in terms of those I can highlight, and yet I could only narrow the field to 7. Of those who shined the brightest, the breakdown gives us 4 guys from private schools, 3 who played for public schools, with 4 juniors and 3 seniors comprising the group. First up, a 6'5" private school standout who could also be considered comeback player of the year. St. Maria Goretti forward Amika Akaya missed the final 25 games of the previous season with a serious knee injury, but returned this year stronger than ever. The junior averaged 15 points and 8 rebounds per game for a Gales squad that won 22. At South Hagerstown, this 5'10" senior adapted his game as the season unfolded. Jordan Luna's numbers might not have been quite what they were the previous year, but his will to win ratcheted up dramatically. Luna literally led the Rebels to 19 W's and a #1 playoff seed in 3A West Section 1. With defections and injuries, any type of postseason success seemed far-fetched at Broad Fording this season, but underestimating the weight that the broad shoulders of 6'7" junior Dom Sakikis could hold proved to be a mistake. Sakikis moved from the post to the backcourt, averaging nearly 16 points, 9.5 rebounds, and 3.7 assists per game. His remarkable versatility helped the Lions and him end the year as National Christian Schools Athletics Association Division IV champions. Playing in the same conference as Broad Fording, this 6'3" senior has the distinction of being the only county player to average a double-double for the season. Heritage Academy forward Nate Patey could be counted on for 19 points and 10 boards every time he stepped on the floor, and the Eagles needed everything he brought every night to scratch and claw their way to 18 wins. While this 6'5" guard's prolific point production didn't always equal victory for Clear Spring, it's hard to imagine where the Blazers would have been without him. Spencer Schultz accounted for 42% of Clear Spring's offensive output. Schultz shot 50% from the field and averaged a county best 24.4 points per game, over 23 of them, pouring in 30 or more points on 4 occasions and 40-plus 3 times. From last year to this, he improved his point average by a ridiculous 11.5. Schultz also finished second on the team in rebounding at 6.4 per contest and led the team in steals and assists in an extraordinarily well-rounded junior season. Speaking of which, there's a guy at Williamsport who started his high school career at Clear Spring, for which that description also applies. 6'2" Michael Riley was all things to the Wildcats this year. As the second leading public school scorer in the county, he averaged 20.7 points per game, hitting the 30-point mark twice. Riley also shot 46% from the field and stuffed the stat sheet, leading the Cats in points, rebounds, and steals per outing. When Williamsport needed it, the first-team All-MVAL Antietam guard delivered it en route to 18 Wildcat victories. 18 wins? Check. First-team All-Mid-Atlantic Conference? Check. First-team All-IPSL? Check. Division I college recruit? Check. The checklist just keeps getting longer for St. James guard Justin Robinson. The 6'2" senior upped his numbers in most every category in 2014-15. Robinson shot just under 50% from the field overall and showed off astounding accuracy from three-point range, from which he knocked down 43% of his attempts. While his 21.7 points per game average was second in the county, it was tops among private school players. It was also 9 points better than his average a season ago, thanks in part to scoring 30 or more 4 times. What's really impressive is that he did it all against defenses that were geared to stop him night in and night out. And not only could he score, but the Virginia Tech signee could facilitate. Robinson led the county in assists for the second year in a row, dishing out 7.7, an increase of 1.6 per game over last season. Having said all of that, the one thing that doesn't change from that one to this one, the St. James guy walks off with our coveted award. Congratulations to Justin Robinson, the 2015 Inside Sports Boys Basketball Player of the Year. As for the Coach of the Year, that one is going to require sharing. Williamsport's Ryan Grable can lay claim to a portion of the custody. Grable found a way to replace 4 starters, 40 points, and 26 rebounds per game from a 21-4 team a season ago to come right back and go 18-6 by starting just 2 seniors along with 2 juniors and a sophomore. A young starting lineup clicked for St. Maria Goretti's Matt Miller, too. In his first year, Miller directed the Gales to their first MAIT title in 9 years. Their first ever IPSL championship followed, and by the time the season ended, their record was a county best 22-9. Congratulations to Ryan Grable and Matt Miller, the 2015 Inside Sports Boys Basketball co-coaches of the year. And that brings the curtain down on ours. Season number 7 of Inside Sports is in the books. It's with ambivalence that I leave you with the spring sports season just about to begin, but that doesn't mean I won't be a fan and supporter of those athletes just like the rest of you. I sincerely thank all of you for watching. Oh, and for my buddy Gary Beal, if any of you happen to have 16mm film of old Boonesboro football games, please drop it off at the front office at the school. He'd like to add it to the Boonesboro's DVD archives there. He assures me you can have your film back if you want it, and a DVD. Have a great spring and summer, and I hope to see you again in the fall on the inside.
Hey, sisters and your brothers.